goodness, that is loud. You know, I did try to do some dishes before I started today. Things have been a little hectic, actually. Hold on, I'll be right there. Give me one moment. That's weird. Oh, right. Oh, there I am. Hello, everyone. It's me, Dr. Bane, and my very noisy dishwashing machine. Give me 1 second while I get that. Give me a couple hours before you start, please. And a drink. Hello, Mother Ham. And sorry about all that. I'm late. Also, I completely disregarded the vote that I almost completely forgot about. But after today's stream, I will go back, look at it, and play that game that you all voted for next week. Unless, of course, I forget again, but that's unlikely. Anyway, we're playing Slay the Princess today because I just recently remembered its existence. My son. Yes, Mother Ham. Yes. Whatever horrors you may find in these dark spaces, have heart and see them through. There are no premature endings, there are no wrong decisions. Yes, I was big EPs. I was up very late in the lab doing overtime for the contractors, yes. There are no premature endings, there are no wrong decisions. There are only fresh perspectives and new beginnings. This is a love story. Okay, if you say so. We're going to play a new game. So this game came out in 2023. I'm not sure who made it.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
My dreams do come true. Royal test subjects.
You're here to slay her.
Oh.
If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Oh, my options are over here. Have you considered that maybe I'm okay with the world ending? Goodness, I have a lot of options. Do I get some sort of reward?
Yes, but you'll have to slay her before you get it.
Oh, wonderful. Have you considered that maybe I'm okay with the world ending?
Of course I haven't. Why would I even consider that? Nobody wants the world to end.
Oh, hello, Dean. If you hear bells and random noises throughout the stream, it's most likely our newest baby boy, Dean. He's our little tabby cat, and he's growing up so fast, aren't you, Dean? Aren't you, Dean? Don't run from me. Don't run from me. Anyway, nobody wants the world to end.
I mean, maybe some people do, like nihilists, or very, very evil people, but surely you're not one of those, right?
No, not at all, no. I've never plotted the downfall of man in my life. Okay, anyway. Let's go to the... Let's leave! Let's just leave. The world will end.
Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave? Do you even know where you're going?
I'm going back to the fourth wall. I relish the coming of a new dawn beyond our own. Yes.
There won't be a new dawn if the world ends. There'll just be nothing forever. Fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin. Good. What we're being asked to do here is wrong. Better to wash our hands of this whole situation than to take part in it.
Oh, the guy I'm dragging along talks too. That's wonderful.
Ignore that annoying little voice. He doesn't know what he's talking about. That's strange. It looks like this path also leads to the cabin. How convenient. Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved after all.
Don't you try to Stanley Parable me. I'm leaving.
You're really keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you?
Yes.
It's remarkably selfish, if you ask me. I've already outlined the stakes of the situation. If you don't do your job, everyone dies. Like, dies. Forever.
That's okay, UK gentlemen. Good, maybe everyone should die. It's what they get for dumping me in the woods and asking me to kill someone for them. Quietly continue down the path.
Your silence is deafening.
Yes.
But fine, you turn around and trek back down the path you came.
Yes, I love.
Oh, would you look at that? You're at the
Oh.
cabin again. Now, I'm not normally one for superstition or astrology, but I have to say, it seems like the universe itself is doing its best to bring you to your fated confrontation
Dean,
with the princess.
Could you choose another time to play with your rattly ball toy? Thank you. It is time to leave.
There's always a choice. Let me tell you right now that you're making the wrong one for pretty much everyone who's ever lived, as well as for everyone who ever will. And here we go. As you trudge into the woods, something strange starts to happen.
Oh, it's dynamic. Look at that.
At first, it's little flickers out of the corner of your eyes. Glimpses of familiar wooden structures through the leaves. But as you focus on your surroundings, you start to realize that those flickers weren't just a trick of light. In every direction, there is a path and a cabin. And not just a cabin, the cabin. An infinite fractal of paths and cabins desperately trying to draw you back to where you need to be.
I've broken it already.
Wait, what's going on? You're too stubborn for that, aren't you? It doesn't matter how many paths or cabins appear around you, you're just going to do whatever you can to shirk your responsibility because you care more about irritating me than you do about the fate of the world.
No, actually, I'm quite the nihilist, like you said before.
You've doomed us all, you know that, right? But of course you do. Otherwise you wouldn't just wander off into the forest in search of certain death. You lose track of just how long you spend aimlessly tromping through the wilderness. But it's not like any of that time spent lost in the woods really matters, because it isn't long before the world ends and everyone dies.
Wonderful. Care to, perhaps put a little bit of flavor on that? Was it a fireball? Was it a disease? Was it a flaming disease? Note to self, insert virus into fire. We'll see how that goes. Now hold on. Chapter 2.
You're on a path in the woods. You're here to slay her.
Okay, no.
Oh, don't you start grandstanding about morals. The fate of the world is at risk. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. I don't know. I think it's more fun if he knows what we're thinking. He's like a captive audience. The entire world ending wasn't enough to get rid of us. I don't think there's much he can do other than object. I wonder what else we can do to ruin his day. If by ruining my day, you mean ruining everyone's day forever, then yes, I suppose there are plenty of ways you could pull that off. The world really did end last time, didn't it? We should be careful. For all we know, we just got lucky. The world hasn't ended yet. And you are never going to slay her with that attitude. Stuff those pathetic little voices to the back of your mind and stay focused on the task ahead.
Oh, I've heard that exact line somewhere else before. I can't quite remember where, though. Oh, these are my only options. I'm going to lie. Yep, okay, heading to the cabin now, where I'm definitely going to slay that princess.
You know I can tell when you're lying, right? Please take this seriously. I am begging you. A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her.
Wait, there's walls here
Don't believe
now.
a word she says. If we're stuck going in there, maybe we should believe her. Maybe she isn't a liar.
You know, the voice of the contrarian is taking away my very, very, very ample opportunities at dialogue myself.
Ignore him. He's just being difficult for the sake of it.
No, he's me.
Let's keep an open mind.
I'm quite literally being forced. I can't help it. I'm going in.
The cabin interior is wrong. A confusing patchwork of many cabin interiors, all projected across what's almost the same space. But it's all shifted. An inch here, a foot there, such that the seams are never quite visible enough for the place to make any sense.
That's clever.
The only furniture of note is a plain table, its legs all the wrong lengths, its material devoid of feature. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. If he wants us to take it, maybe we should just leave it to collect dust, or better yet, grab it and throw it out the window. What good is a knife against a world-ending monstrosity anyway? No, we're taking the knife. Have you seen this place? We have literally no idea what to expect and no idea what we're dealing with. I've already told you what you're dealing with. You're dealing with a princess. How many times do I have to explain this incredibly simple and straightforward premise? You can't just say that, but when everything here is so wrong. Listen to me. My job is to describe facts as facts and to guide you through your job, which is to slay the princess and through that action, save the entire world. And if you're going to slay her, you cannot let fear creep into your heart. You cannot lose yourself before you even get to her. Oh, you've piqued my interest. What's going to happen if we lose ourselves? Nothing, because you're going to pull yourself together. Just ignore the stressful geometry and stay calm. How? Even if we closed our eyes, you're constantly describing it to us. I'm not going to stop doing my job, so you're just going to have to get better at yours. And quickly, if you don't mind. Yes, take a deep breath. I'm all for getting under his skin, but we'll miss out on loads of fun if we shrivel up into a ball and go insane the first time we see something weird. What you're seeing here is obviously real. Just accept it and go with the flow. It really isn't hard. Okay, I'm fine. Good. Now, whenever you're ready, we're all waiting for you to complete a very important task.
You didn't say anything about the mirror on the wall.
Ooh, we should look at ourselves. Wouldn't that be fun? You won't be looking at yourself because there isn't a mirror. There's the table, the blade sitting on the table, and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here.
There's a mirror.
There's definitely a mirror. There isn't. You insisting it isn't there just makes me want to look at it even more.
He's right, you know.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here.
The narrator's blind, or a vampire.
This really isn't funny. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now.
I don't know, I think I look quite handsome. I've really taken some time out of my day to make sure that my nails were just perfect for this occasion.
But it was there a second ago, and now it's gone. You know that taking the mirror away from us isn't going to change things, right? We'll find it again, and then we'll see whatever it is that you don't want us to see.
I enter the basement without the blade. Let's go!
The door to the
Oh
basement
my
creaks
goodness.
open, revealing a web of branching staircases all built from unidentifiable materials. Nothing here seems to belong, and the closer you examine your surroundings, the more confused you get, your head throbbing with the effort of making sense of this place. None of the stairs even seem to go anywhere, let alone down. The air here has a sickening, almost sludge-like miasma to it, the kind of indiscernible quality that comes from the blending together of every scent there is at once. An odour that is simultaneously everything and yet the sum of it all coalescing into a thick, nauseating nothing. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favour. Her voice, a disquieting collage of tone and personality, drags up the stairs.
Hello? Hi. What are you doing here? Are you here to kill?
No, thank you. Oh, don't be such a baby. I don't want to do this. Let's just turn around and leave. This feels wrong. This feels like a trap. Like whatever we do, we're gonna die. We don't even have a weapon. But we already tried turning around and leaving, didn't we? And he threw up a wall. No way to go but forward. And whatever choice we make, whatever she is, we know one thing for sure. And what's that? That the fate of the world hinges on your success? There'll still be plenty of ways to ruin his day.
Oh, yes. Let's take the harsh stairs.
You step to the left. The path is cruel against your feet, the impact of each step sending pulsing vibrations up your legs, until there's nothing left in them to feel. The air around you grows cold the further you progress. At first a barely noticeable drop, quickly evolving into a numbing cold. Your toes feel like blocks of ice, your breaths puff out in clouds of condensed vapor. You shudder against it as you continue down the stairway, losing yourself in the bone-deep chill. You slowly lose sense of yourself the further you go. Time disappears, and you can feel yourself begin to untether. Physical sensations dull and then vanish, until the only things experienced are the endless repeating patterns and emotions of the journey, a continuous march forward to a destination long forgotten. Consumption and betrayal, skepticism and blind devotion, rivalry and submission, terror and longing, pain and unfamiliarity. And at the heart of it all, an emotion that can only be described as...
Are you just going to stand there?
Oh my. Yes.
What the hell was that? What happened to us? I feel so strange. Like I'm fundamentally different, but also still the same person I was at the top of the stairs. Oh well, that was a trip, but now it's over. Time to get back to our old devilish ways.
That's right.
The princess, eyes bright but otherwise shrouded in darkness, watches you impatiently from the other side of the basement. Don't forget why you're here. And why are we here again? In case you weren't listening, I'm afraid I lost myself on the way down. You're here to... He's just...
Oh, sorry, I skipped something. He's just being an ass. We remember, though I'm not sure if we should trust you. Let's talk to her a bit, try to get our bearings. She seems normal. I'm sorry, I didn't realize I was here. What's your name? Getting down here was weird, like I was pulled apart and put back together again. Do you know what happened to us? For all I know, you're locked up down here for a reason. Do you know why you're down here? You're apparently a threat to the world, and I was sent here to slay you.
What, like you need me to hold your hand to tell you everything's okay? You're not really cut out for this, are you? Why are you even here?
I think she has to be slayed, gentlemen. She's given me sass, and sass is not tolerated.
We're probably stuck down here forever, aren't we? There's no way out, and barely a way in.
As the princess speaks again, it's almost as if she fractures. And where there was once just one of her, there is now another. We can do that? I don't like this. It's those cabins all over again. Can we put her back? You said you'd been here before, right? What exactly happened last time?
2 girlfriends? Yes. One is on a fractal plane, and this one's normal.
Does it matter? Yes, it matters. But I'm not going to waste any more time prying out details if you're going to be so irritating about it. It seems to me like you saw something you weren't supposed to have seen. If only you'd listened to whatever words of wisdom you were given in that other reality. But what's done is done, isn't it? Whatever you saw last time, unsee it. Whatever thoughts weaseled their way into your head, unthink them. If it's not already too late. You have a job to do here, and you need to do it now. Ooh, new plan. Let's see if we can make even more of her.
Oh, yes, good idea. More girlfriends. There's 2 more of you now.
And what's that supposed to mean? Are you trying to get under my skin? I don't feel like I've gotten any bigger. There must be something wrong with you. I'm the same as I was a moment ago.
Oh, yes. 3.
She fractures again. I don't like where this is going. Neither do I. Which is why you need to slay her now before things get more complicated than they already are. How would we even do that? Where would we start? We'd always start by retrieving the blade.
No, I don't want to do that, though.
Can we even leave this place? I don't like thinking about what might happen to us if we have to go back through those stairs.
You start by kissing all of them. No.
Well, that's where the blade is. If you want it, you'll have to go and get it.
I don't want the blade.
I don't think we're going to be able to put her back. Kind of hurts to think about it, doesn't it? It's like everything we say just multiplies her. It certainly looks that way, so please, for the love of everything, stop asking her questions and stop stalling. You're obviously just making things worse.
Let's ask her more questions.
You can address me as Your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honor if it should do, really. Princess. It doesn't matter. I've been down here for so long. What's the point of a name if there's no one around to use it?
None of them have names.
None of them have names.
How astute. I told you she was untrustworthy.
Maybe it's because I'm dangerous.
Ooh, she says it.
But you know, right? You have to know. You're the only other person I've ever seen. Or at least the only one I can remember. Don't give me false hope. Please just end this already. One way or another, just do it. Don't be
Another one!
silly. We both know why I'm locked away here. I'm a monster, and the second I get out of this place, I'm going to end the entire world.
Oh, good.
Okay, this was fun for a bit, but we can't even really interact with her, can we? What's the point of asking questions if all we're going to get is a million answers? Can't even follow what's going on anymore. We need to get out of here. This whole place is making me itch.
If I let you out of here, what are you going to do?
I don't think what I'd do really matters, does it? I just want to live my life. I'm a prisoner here, and whether or not you shoved me down here, you're practically my captor at this point. Anything I'd say is tainted by that. Besides, you already know what I'm going to do. If you want to put an end to me, then put an end to me.
Not a single real answer. At least aside from Miss Blood and Destruction, it's infuriating, isn't it? Whose buttons are there for us to press? Whose skin is there for us to get under? Not exactly how I'd put it, but I don't disagree. There must be something we can do. Asking questions just seems to make things worse.
We need to make things worse.
This is reaching its breaking point. If you don't act now, there will be nothing in here but her. Take a deep breath and focus up. You can do this. But how do we decide what to do? Can there even be a right choice when all of them are so different? Stop overthinking it. Your drifting thoughts have clearly been part of the reason this situation has gotten out of hand. If you're trying to do the right thing, there's only ever been the one option, and that option is slaying her. Just do something. Do anything. Do all of it, if that's what you want. This place is hell, and it's only getting worse.
Yep, this is my only option now. It is time for you to leave.
Wait, that's not right. Go on. You take a step forward. Your foot lands, but it lands different. You experience a firm footfall, a gentle tread, a confident stride. You can feel yourself rupture. The room spins, your perception multiplying in a sickening kaleidoscope as your very self is pulled in incomprehensibly many directions. You find the blade suddenly in your hands. All at once you use it to strike at her bindings as you remain upstairs and slay her and leave her to perish alone. Is this what the end of the world looks like? What an unbearable mess. But this... we can't...
Oh, I have the knife in my hand.
Do you not have anything witty to say? I could use a good bit of wit right now. No, I don't, because this isn't fun. How are we supposed to have fun if everything is happening at the same time? It's the same as nothing happening, and nothing is excruciating. Luckily for all of us, nothing and everything doesn't go on forever. The world and the princess collapse in on themselves before it all falls apart. I think he's gone. We were never going to salvage this, were we?
What happened to us? What are we? There are parts of us that are dead, and others, they just don't fit. We can feel them moving around in spaces they don't belong. It's all so uncomfortable.
So, Mother Pam, what was that part about kissing them all?
Did you do this? Did we do this? Can you pull us back apart? Fix us?
We should help her. I think we did this. How surprisingly sincere.
I don't know. Their vascular systems seem to be pretty well entwined.
I didn't actually think our actions had consequences.
Oh, you're not a real contrarian.
It's a little late for regret, isn't it?
Please.
I don't think you're supposed to be fixed. Yep. But you don't know if she had the chance to hear your reply. She's gone. Replaced with something else.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
The narrator is gone.
It is. Does that mean the world ended? Again, what the hell are we supposed to do?
I think I'm supposed to look in the mirror.
There's something dreadful about it. I don't think you should. No. Don't do that.
I don't know where she went, and I don't know how we'd even go about looking for her.
You're right. She's gone. It's just us and that awful thing. Again, what the hell are we supposed to do?
Approach the mirror.
I'm begging you, don't do this.
The mirror never scared you before.
It's different now. It feels, I don't know, final.
You approach the mirror. Silence as he reached forward. They're gone, but the mirror remains. It's time for you to see what's in it. It's you. Despite everything, it is still you. You are alone in a place that is empty. It is quiet here. Proceed into the cabin. You are at the cabin. Approach her.
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
The gift of a fragile vessel.
Yes, nerves and fibers to feel the worlds beyond, perspectives to make my own. These ones are a contradiction, a winding kaleidoscope of paths and wall. They are stretched into a shape not unlike me, but it is a shape they cannot hold. I am sorry that you met this vessel so early in your journey, but they will make for a rich and vibrant heart. Do not mourn them, for they will finally get to know themselves.
What are you?
I am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you?
Solitary lights.
Thoughts without connections. A dim and nascent network. I wish to be more.
I don't know what I am.
I think that you are like me. We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks.
Do you know the narrator?
You are the only thing I have ever known. The space we're in is vacant. Nothing comes here but us.
Are you what sent me to slay the princess? Are you what trapped me here?
I have only just now stirred to consciousness. I could not have trapped you here, and I too yearn to be free.
Are you the princess?
She is part of me, and part of me is her.
But you were always the princess, or are you just making her a part of yourself?
You speak in circles. Does it matter where one thing begins and another ends?
Do you know about the worlds beyond this place?
I know only that they are.
I about clicked attack the entity. I'm not ready to destroy this thing yet. Do we know each other?
You are familiar, but you are not me. I feel sadness, longing, hope as I witness you.
Is this the end of the world?
How can the world have ended if we are talking?
Fair and valid point. What happens now?
Nothing, as we are. But I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
How many more pieces of you do I have to find?
More than you have found, but less than there are to find. I am infinite. The rest will find their own way home.
So, from what I understand, I guess I actually have to go to this ending again after I play the rest of the game. I've skipped right to the end, everyone. Leave it to me to break the experience. And if I don't let you do this to me,
Then we will be here forever, as we are now. Unfinished, dry, hollow.
how much will I forget?
Everything, until we meet again.
I'm not going back.
If you need time, then I'll wait with you.
Wait forever.
You are as I am now, and forever is a long time to remain undone. I am not you, but I know that I would return before forever was finished. What textures will you leave for yourself to occupy forever? Will you place the images of you and I into a box for safekeeping? If you close that box, will you become another you in another world? An imaginary pattern repeating itself until it can no longer bear the weight of its hand-drawn cage? You'll always come back to the box, because you'll always want to know what it means to be you. I will be here waiting by your side until you're ready to return to mine.
The game crashed. I don't know what happened. The game crashed. Oh no! Hold on. I'll bring it back. Where is it? Oh, I hope this works. I may have just ruined the game prematurely.
You have returned to me. Though you were gone mere moments, I never left your side.
Hold on, making sure. Okay, we're capturing again. Wonderful! She's still here, just as beautiful as she was. Okay, make me forget. Wait, I was sent to slay the princess to stop her from destroying the world. If I help you, is that what you're going to do?
You ask of things that cannot be done. To destroy is merely to reshape, to remold.
You're being semantic. What are you going to do if I help you?
How can I know? I am flickers in something sprawling and unilluminated.
Aren't you a little scared? Aren't you scared that I'll find a way to kill you?
I have not lived. I am not afraid to die.
Okay, make me forget.
She asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
Everything goes dark. And you die. Bring the stranger to her.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess you're here to slay.
Note, you can skip previously seen dialogue by hitting tab on your keyboard or R1 on your controller. Oh, I could play with a controller? You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world. Okay, let's... Oh, okay, thanks. Thanks for telling me what to do.
Don't mention it. It's all part of the job.
Oh, he's so smart.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. A warning before you go any further. She will lie. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Proceed into the cabin. The hero knows nothing.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare.
Now this
The
looks a
air
little
is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement.
It is time to
You take
do
the
as we
blade
are
from the table.
told.
It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
Oh yes, look at my stabby hand. Stab, stab, stab. I stab with the option.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
You know, this seems incredibly tame. Incredibly tame in
Her
contrast
voice
to what we just
carries
went
up the
through.
stairs.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Continue down the stairs.
You're still listening to reason.
There
You
she
walk down the
is.
stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Yes,
Focus on the task at hand.
we must stab it.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Yes. Steel your nerves and step forward.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me? I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it.
Fine.
So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
Oh boy, here I go killing again.
You lunge forward without a moment's hesitation. You feel flesh easily give way and look down to see your blade already sinking deep into her heart.
Oh,
That's right. I don't fool easy.
this is it, isn't it?
That's right.
I'm almost embarrassed. I should have seen that coming. But I have to wonder,
Why did you let go of the knife?
do you actually believe this was enough to kill me?
It's like she's convinced she can't die. Yes, even as she lays there dying, she entirely believes herself to be alive and well. But it's over, isn't it? She stopped breathing moments ago, that arrogant look still plastered on her face.
Hello, Joe. Welcome to the stream.
But is it over? Really over?
Of course not. That was too easy.
It's over. Don't get all worked up.
We should make sure. What's the harm in checking for a pulse?
No, don't get too close.
I really
Give it a minute.
don't think you should do that. And why shouldn't we? Is there something you're not telling us? I've told you everything that's happened with complete accuracy. The princess is dead. Your blade pierced her heart. There's no coming back from that.
Yes, this is the run where we're doing everything the narrator says without question.
Yes, exactly. It's over.
The princess's
With your
bread.
work done,
No.
You make your way back up the stairs.
Oh wait, bread is in the
closing
product.
the door
yes.
to the basement behind you. Why do I feel like we've done something terrible?
Because we did, but
You
it was
did
necessary.
Kill someone. Greater good or not, something would be very wrong with you if you didn't feel at least a little bad. But it was for the greater good. One of these days that will sink in and help ease your guilty conscience.
The Is It Cake challenge. She was in fact not cake.
But that day isn't today. Let's just get out of here.
Now we leave.
You open the cabin door, ready to return to a world saved from certain doom.
Only a world saved from certain doom isn't what you find. Instead, what you find is nothing at all. Where a lush forest stood mere minutes ago, the only thing in front of you now is the vast emptiness of some place far away. What happened? Everyone is fine. It's just that you and the cabin are now far away from them. Don't worry. You'll be safe here. This is good. Everyone is happy. You'll be happy.
Oh, okay.
So glad you're keeping an open mind. This is what's best for everyone. Trust me. Time passes. You can't be sure if it's days or months or years or even decades. It's all a wonderful, boring blur. You've never been happier. Psst. Hey, we're not just gonna stay here forever, right?
Now, Mr. Hero Man, I don't know if you've seen the housing market, but we've just been given a free house. Forever. No maintenance required. No middlemen. No FBI agents staring down greedily at your windowsill. This is perfect. Don't you ruin this for me. Of course we are. I like it here. Didn't you hear the narrator? I'm happy. We're happy.
Are we really happy? Or is he just telling us that we are?
I believe everything that man says, especially since he scored me a one-bedroom studio apartment. No, we're happy, I'm sure of it.
Really? Well, if you ever change your mind, just let me know, I guess.
More happy time passes, though the word begins to lose its meaning. Time, that is, not happy. Happy still has plenty of meaning. Please, shake yourself out of it. We have to get out of here. The little voice's pleas fall on deaf ears. Eventually you pass into a blissful state of pure existence. Though words like eventually and pass ceased to have any meaning to you long before that shift, you simply exist. Happy. Forever.
You did it. You saved everyone. It's the good
You
ending.
have already committed to my completion. You cannot go further astray.
Oh, there's no going back now. Whoops. Okay, maybe I'm not happy, and I'm not just saying that because you're the last person I talked to.
Good, because I have an idea to get us out of here. Though you're probably not going to like it. The blade. We can use the blade to get out of this.
Oh, you mean we could break the window open and jump
I
out?
can hear everything you say, little voice. There's only one thing it would want you to use that blade on, and I'm afraid that thing is you, dear hero.
He's right. It's the only way out.
Oh, no.
Do you hear that? It wants to take this happiness away from you. It wants this wonderful place to end. Do you not? There's more for us to do, and the only way for us to do it is to take that blade and use it. Don't you dare.
Wouldn't using the blade, kill us? Wouldn't we be dead?
How astute. You are absolutely correct. Using the blade to kill yourself would kill you, and you shouldn't do it. In a sense, we die, but looking at things from another angle, are we even really alive anymore? This place, it's nothing. It's absolutely nothing. It's just the same thing, constantly, forever. I know this is out there, but trust me, I know using the blade will work. That little voice didn't want you to slay the princess. It didn't want you to be happy.
Just like high school. What do you even mean? What do you even mean? You'd better be right about this. I'll be pretty upset if we die.
If we die, you can yell at me all you want.
Oh, yes. Okay. Phew. I thought you were talking about using the blade. Little
I
too
made
dark.
this happy little place for you.
Oops,
Fine.
I skipped
Whatever.
something.
For the first time since time stopped meaning anything, you throw open the door to the basement and walk down the stairs. princess's body is dust and bones, though the blade you used to slay her is still as pristine as the day you first held it.
Well, I'm glad to see that she hasn't been moved at all.
You pick up the blade, you stab yourself, and you die.
Okay, it's time to stab me.
The end. Nice knowing you.
The specter. Ooh, the ghost.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Oh, you bastard, you're in for it now. I'm wise to your tricks.
My tricks? What on earth are you talking about? We've just met for the first time. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way.
No, we
That's
killed the
fine.
narrator.
It wasn't very hard to kill her last time. We'll just do it again.
Voice of the cold.
Well, if for whatever reason you're going to insist that this has happened before, at least your heart's in the right place. Those are two very different questions, but fine, I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me. If you're back here, I'm assuming you died, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me.
Well, technically, I was forced to not listen.
Oh,
but
we
you know.
listened to you plenty. We slew the princess just like you asked us to, and then you locked us away in an empty void for eternity. So we slew ourselves too. Well, if you killed yourself, then you weren't listening to me, because I would never want you to do that. Believe it or not, I care about you.
Yes. If you care about someone, transport them to the void in a 5-foot by 5-foot box. They
And I
love
believe
that.
your other question was something along the lines of, oh, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences.
Well, I do have a new voice in my head, so that's interesting.
What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. We slew the princess, the world outside the cabin disappeared, we died, and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me.
Hey, I had the AC on your favorite radio station playing. Oh, yes. He did even. Do you hear it? This is it. This is the station.
Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely? Had you failed to slay the princess, what would have happened to everyone in the place you left?
I don't know.
It doesn't matter, because we didn't fail to slay her. And if she's really back, which I doubt, it'll be just as easy to do it again. But after that nasty trick you pulled on us, maybe she's not the only one around here in need of slaying.
There we go.
Just stay focused, will you?
Let's talk about this princess.
Just be quick about it. That's a good point. How do we know we didn't have things backwards? Maybe slaying the princess was what ended the world, not the other way round. Yes, maybe this whole thing was a trick to get us to end the world. And now we get to go through the whole charade again, wholly aware of what's waiting for us at the end. But that's assuming she's alive in that cabin. We did kill her, after all. You're going to find her in the cabin. If the princess had actually been slain, you wouldn't be here. And let me assure you, killing her will not end the world. I don't know what you think happened to you last time, but it's a load of nonsense. You'll get your happy ending. I promise. Well, that's exactly what we're afraid of. Really? Living happily ever after sounds that bad to you? Oh well, there's no use arguing over your masochism. The cabin awaits.
I think we should go to the cabin.
Great. Now, if you don't... A warning. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything.
She won't be a problem.
She won't be a problem. Oh boy, here I go stabbing again.
The interior of the cabin
mirror.
is...
It feels like no one's been here for a long, long time. Like I've been saying, she's dead. We killed her already.
Approach the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall.
Have fun
Isn't
with your
much to
truck,
see.
Joe.
What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right. But there was a mirror a second,
And now it's gone. Let's not spend much longer worrying over it. Clearly it's not even important enough to be acknowledged.
you take the blade from the table.
Now we enter the basement.
The door to the basement groans open, revealing an old banister and a creaky wooden stairwell. Everything is coated in a thick layer of dust, and you can feel it settle into your lungs as you breathe in the stale air. The very building itself feels dead. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. The room below is silent. Nobody's here. Naturally. As much as I appreciate the optimism, you shouldn't be so sure. I guess we'll just have to go down and see. As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view. A skeletal body lying in a heap on the floor, its wrist still bound to the wall by a thick chain.
I think she looks great. Don't you? She's very on brand right now.
Okay. She's definitely dead.
It's just like I told you.
Before you have a chance to finish your thought, the top of a head appears from underneath the floor.
Oh no, she's actually a ghost.
Two deep-set eyes stare up at you,
Oh, look,
followed
it's
by a
Ophelia.
mischievous skeletal grin. And finally,
Oh, she's
the rest
cute.
of the body floats up to join the head. Wait, this isn't right. What's going on here?
She's adorable.
Ghost!
Oh. Wow. How absolutely
You two fit
terrifying.
each other.
What's a ghost supposed to do to us?
Well, luckily I'm already seeing a demon, so I don't have to worry about that too much. But now we have ghosts.
Oh, it's you. Hiya, Keller. I was hoping to see you again. I have some issues with how our last meeting went.
Oh no, she remembers.
The princess drifts across the room into your orbit, gently running her fingers across your shoulders and down your neck as she circles you. Her touch is cold and ethereal, formless yet real enough that her icy fingertips send shivers dancing across your skin. So she has a body, and she's right there. That means we could kill her again, if we wanted to.
Ooh, this is actually an interesting choice. Do I really think that I could stab a ghost? Let's just wait.
I see you brought that annoying knife again.
Oh, sorry. I'll put it away.
So, are you waiting for a chance to use it? Or are you here for something else?
That's an excellent question. Do you know why you came back?
How should I know? Why does anyone come back? Maybe I have unfinished business with you. Or maybe you have unfinished business with me. All I know is there's a hole in my chest. Not the big obvious one that you put there. There's something older and deeper. A nagging reminder that I'm not where I'm supposed to be.
And where are you supposed to be?
Just where is home, I wonder?
I think I know where home is.
I don't know where home is. I just know it isn't here. But I can feel it calling to me from someplace far away. Wherever I'm supposed to be, it's out there.
How specific.
I heard footsteps.
And how convenient for her. You see what she's doing, right? She's suggesting that the only way you can rid yourself of her would be to let her out, which, in case you haven't been listening, will spell the end of the entire world. Yes, obviously things are strange right now. I think it's safe to say that you've seen something you shouldn't have seen. Whatever worlds you've hopped between, whatever versions of me you've met, none of that matters now. There's no changing what's already happened. But you have a job to finish. Finish how? We already did what you told us. And now she's a ghost. You haven't tried slaying her yet this time, though, have you?
And then what?
And then you'll have saved the world. I think he's asking about what happens after we save the world. If that's even still an option. What do you mean, after?
You already know what we mean, don't you? So why don't you go ahead and tell us? Are you going to try and lock us away in a timeless void again? Because I didn't much care for that.
I did not.
I'm not going to lock you anywhere.
What an interesting choice of emphasis.
Do you need me to bury your bones?
No, those bones are just a body. They aren't me. Bury them. Smash them. It won't do a thing. But you can help me. This place won't let me leave. At least, not alone.
Yes. Oh. Sun Helix, there's tension in this video game.
I've tried. Before you came back to me, I explored every inch of this place, even the spaces between the walls. But I never found a way out. I always wound up right back here.
Maybe we should just leave. If she can't get out on her own, then why do we have to do anything? We could probably walk out right now and everything will be fine.
What if I don't want to leave?
Hasn't got out and can't get out are two very different things.
It'd be dull anyway. It's more interesting if we make a choice.
But you can come and go as you please, can't you? So, let me hitch a ride. After all, you own me.
Now, I was with you until you made the spooky face. Now, come on. Come on now. You have to make this decision hard now.
Absolutely not. Is she asking if she can possess us? She is. But I hope I don't need to explain why you can't let that happen. It would be catastrophic if she managed to escape this place. And if you let her in, there is very little anyone could do to stop her. Would she be able to see us if we went along with it?
Now isn't that an interesting thought? We could finally bring her face to face with him. I wonder what she would have to say to the one who wants her dead so badly.
Goodness, the voices in my head are making very compelling and interesting points. As
You
usual.
won't like how things play out if you go down this path.
You'll leave once we're out of the cabin?
If I'm able to. But for all we know, that's not how it works. Maybe I'll wind up stuck with you for a long time.
Don't much like the sound of that. It's crowded enough in here as is.
It could be the best way to trap her for good. Doesn't seem like it would be very easy to end the world from inside someone else's body.
That is a very dangerous train of thought.
I was told I'd let I was told you'd bring the apocalypse. Tell me, apocalypse now or apocalypse never?
And what? You just believed that? You killed me without giving it any thought? That's cold.
That's rich coming from her. Every time she touches us, it's like we freeze over.
She's right, though, but that's neither here nor there. What's done is done. What we do from this point forward is all that matters. Let's try not to let emotion get the better of it.
Well, you don't have to ask me twice. Where are you?
Oh, cut it out. You don't need to be so pathetic.
Oh, look, Ghoulish is playing Dead by Daylight. Go follow Ghoulish. I don't know if you guys saw that or not.
Sure. Did that make you feel better?
Okay. Shit, everyone sounds disappointed in me. I should grovel even harder. It's too real. Stop it, game. It's too real. We're going to leave it at that. Alright, hop on in. Where is it? Wait, I'm dead. I died too.
You don't look dead, killer.
She calls me killer, and it's causing me issues.
The princess grabs your wrist,
Woo!
a sudden shock of cold flowing all the way up your arm, her eyes still fixed on yours as you try to squirm out of her grip.
There's those footsteps again. If you're a smelly and she takes you over, are you a bone mecha or armor? Good question.
And you don't feel dead either.
She lets go and pulls away. Your fingertips tingle painfully as the chill subsides.
Bone mecha sounds cool, though. We'll go with that one.
I'm less interested in why you are, or how you are, and a lot more interested in what you are. But we've already been over that. So why don't you stop stalling and let me in? It's so cold out here.
I'm struggling. I'm fighting for my life. You don't have the headphones on. You don't understand. Alright, hop on in. Where is it? Enough questions. Well, I can't slay the princess. Alright, here we go. Possession time.
The princess swims through the air in front of you, pausing for a brief moment as her dark-rimmed eyes stare deeply into yours. There's a hunger in her gaze.
You're really trying to make it up to me, aren't you? Thanks for being a pal, killer. I mean it.
I'm going to click left mouse now, and nothing terrible's going to happen.
What are you doing? Don't just let her in. How many times do I have to tell you?
Sir, do you have a tantalizing echo in your voice? I don't think so. No, damn it! No! Oh, no!
She rushes forward and then she's gone. A sharp chill spreads across your body. It starts in your chest, a freezing numbness flowing out from your heart, all the way down your limbs, your mind growing cloudy and confused as it settles over your very soul.
I'm not sure I like this. Can we get a do-over?
No, take it like a champ. It'll all be worth it in the end, I swear.
I'm afraid it's too late to stop now. The numbness gives way to a stabbing pain, your muscles twitching and convulsing violently, each involuntary movement causing more waves of agony to ripple across your body.
Oh, am I getting the ringed right now?
You collapse to the floor, and everything goes dark.
I think I've been vecned.
Come on, you. You've got to get up. I know everything feels heavy right now, but we still have to get out of here.
We're in it to win
Your
it.
eyes flick back open as you get your bearings, your vision swimming as...
So this is what it's like to be you, huh? Disembodied voice narrating your every move?
She sees him.
So, it doesn't work like that for you?
Clearly it doesn't, or she wouldn't have commented on it.
All these shards of broken glass on the floor. Are they also supposed to be you?
glass on the floor.
Hey, I'm not a shard of broken glass.
It's okay. You can finish your thought.
I'm a voice? I'm me is what I am.
Who cares what we are? We exist. That's all that matters.
You don't have to fight. We'll all be out of here soon.
No, it matters. What we are matters. If I'm a shard of broken glass, then that raises some questions about certain other voices in here too.
No, don't ruin this for us. We're gonna have a good time. We're going to leave the house.
I'm clearly the same thing you are.
They're not listening to me. Do they not listen to you either?
No, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about him.
Oh no, I have too many voices in my head.
You don't need to know what I am. You just need to know that I'm different from you. More important.
Ooh, he's more important. It's time to murder the narrator.
So, you're the one who pulled the strings and made me dead. I can tell you don't belong here. You're barely even there. Like the shape of something left behind. You're more of a memory than a person.
That's rude.
You're kind of like me, actually.
I'm just going to ignore her. You push yourself off the ground. The princess is nowhere to be seen.
Obviously, she's nowhere to be seen.
Because I'm in here with all of you. Everybody knows that.
I'm setting the stage. The room is empty because you made a spiteful, idiotic, and all-round foolish decision.
You don't have to let him get to you. You're better than that. You're starting to make things right.
Hey, I'm making things right.
This is infuriating. Just whatever you do, you can't leave this place. It's not too late to fix this. Probably.
Slay the princess. I think it's a little too late to slay the princess at this point. I don't want to do another hard reset. Time to leave the basement.
Your legs, weary with the weight of the princess's spectral form and clumsy with the cold that still pervades them, stumble towards the stairs.
I'm just trying to get home. You don't have to act like it's the end of the world.
But that's exactly what you leaving this place is going to be.
You don't know that.
I do. Wait, if she has a home to go back to, doesn't that mean that her leaving won't end the world?
It doesn't mean that at all. It could mean that wherever her home is, it's outside of the world.
The voice of the cold is very, very reasonable.
Yeah, but it has to be somewhere, doesn't it? And if it's somewhere, then it's part of the world.
Not quite.
I suppose it's all a matter of perspective. Where does the world end and something else begin? Does the destruction of one open a door to another? Or is it the same world reborn?
You know, there's a certain video game franchise from Japan that rhymes with Binal Banistide that plays with that idea quite a lot.
Against the backdrop of the inane conjecture of meaningless little voices, your body continues its ascent up the stairs, staggering through the open door.
For how much you hate her, you aren't doing a whole lot to stop us from leaving this place.
Maybe the bossy one doesn't actually hate me. Maybe he even likes me. Or maybe he just knows that he's been in the wrong. Maybe he's trying to make amends too.
Not at all. I'll have you know that I do hate you, and I will continue to hate you for as long as I am able.
Ooh, he's got some, what do you call them? Personal interests? Conflict of interests, yes.
It's just the weight of it all. It's too much for me to do anything other than describe and dictate.
And whine.
This body wasn't made to hold you and the princess. If you want to renege on your cataclysmically terrible decision a minute ago, well, you're the only one that can make that happen.
No, I've decided I don't like you. Trudge forward.
You continue slowly to the door, your feet like lead dragging across the floorboards, growing heavier with each step.
We're so close. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If we get out of here, I won't even care that you murdered me anymore.
Promise.
You lift your shaking hand and rest it on the door handle, but you pause before you open it, exhaustion sapping what's left of your will.
Was exhaustion really the best you could muster up? It's over. There's no use stalling. Let's see what happens next.
Open the door.
Shit. But exhaustion wasn't enough, was it? The handle clicks as you twist it, and then the door groans open. You collapse to the ground, you and the princess, free from the confines of the cabin. As you exhale from the effort, you look up and see...
Sunshine and rainbows.
Yes?
Nothing. He's gone, and so is everything else.
Oops, I'm here again.
So we did slay him after all. He had it coming, I suppose.
But what about us? Are we just stuck here in nowhere forever? Did taking her out of the cabin really end the world?
We're still here.
Yeah, but that thing you said earlier, are we not part of the world anymore? Are we in some world that exists after the world ends, or on top of the other world but not in it, or have we never been part of the world?
Okay, I've heard enough from these two. Let's see if I can pop out.
You feel a lightness in your chest as a pair of sunken eyes emerge from your body and stare up at you. Okay. Oh, sorry.
You actually freed me, didn't you? I'm sorry. Thanks for giving me a second chance, Philip.
Don't mention it.
I think this is where I'm meant to be.
Oh my goodness, I was correct! I was correct. I've done unfolded the riddle of this game already. You don't get the chance to respawn, nor will you ever. It's time to leave. Memory return.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her?
I know exactly where she went.
And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
Of course you're scared. This is the end for you, but it's not the end for me.
I would have kept them in the dark if I were you. What is that supposed to mean? Whatever awful thing I felt before, it feels so much worse now.
Hello, my name is Dr. Bane, and I like to personally torture the voices in my own head. Is it sadism? Is it masochism? Can't really tell now, can I? Approach the mirror. You approach the mirror, my reflection. I'm still a creature. You've grown. Oh? You find yourself in the long quiet once again. We're going to the cabin. I am at the cabin. We must approach the lady.
Flickering lights in empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am more than I was before. Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again.
How much have you changed?
Is a child the same as an infant? I am an unbroken pattern, but every vessel gives fresh perspectives and carves new avenues of expression. I am different, but I am the same.
When I go back, it's as if an invisible wall closes around me. Why can I not do the same things I've done before?
Those paths lead to worlds you've already seen, and to perspectives I have already made my own. They are useless to us now, inaccessible. The only paths of value are those that are yet untread.
You have been kinder to me than anyone else I've met so far. Thank you.
Why wouldn't I be kind to you? You are the only thing I know that isn't me.
What do you want me to bring you next time?
Gifts aren't what someone tells you to bring them. My joy is in seeing what you choose. There are no wrong answers, and every perspective illuminates my shadows and shares new secrets.
Oh, so if you click middle mouse button, you can get a screenshot if that's your thing. You know what? Wonderful. Now we can save this in. Alright, wonderful. I'm not using that for anything. Trust me, I'm good. I'm good. I'm ready to go back.
I will long for your return, but it will give me time to reflect on what I am. We will meet again.
I died again. I've done it. I've died again.
You're on a path in the woods.
I like how I have new options each time I come back. Have you considered that maybe the only reason she's going to end the world is because she's locked up?
While I appreciate the mental exercise, we are running up against a bit of a ticking clock. Nevertheless, let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she's dangerous. She is not dangerous because she's locked up. And before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens through which to view this situation. Causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the same no matter what led us up to this point. If the princess leaves the cabin, the world will end, and there is no changing that. It's no use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken or egg, because the egg is hatched and it's about to ruin everything. Unless, of course, you do your job and slay her.
We must go to the cabin. Excuse me.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within.
Into the cabin we go, and this time we're going to be a total simp. It's simpin' time.
The interior of the cabin is almost a blade.
We take the knife.
You take the blade.
We enter the basement. We're going in.
The door to the basement creaks. Good.
It feels
You're
kind
still
of
listening to
cringe
reason.
to say something from the stairwell
You
to
walk
somebody
down the
I
stairs.
don't know.
She's so coldly beautiful.
There
Is she
you are.
really a threat to the world?
I'm just here to talk.
Then why did you bring a knife with you? How about you drop it, and then we can chat?
She makes a compelling point. What if we just dropped the blade and talked? Look at her. It's not like she's a threat. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster.
Yes, we'll be a simp.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
I don't like that.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face. Unarmed. We'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
A relationship? Are you coming on to me? Says the simp.
Don't jump to any weird conclusions. We're two people who have met each other. By definition, we have a relationship.
Anyway. What's your name?
She hesitates before answering.
You can address me as Your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
Note the lack of detail. You can't trust her.
I'm here because you're supposed to end the world.
Don't just tell her that.
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think.
I don't like that. Look at that. That's always bad.
I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here a long time.
Just how long has she been down here?
If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so dangerous?
Sooner or later, you'll understand that I have your best interests at heart. Hopefully sooner.
How sweet. Now be a pal and help me get out of here, would you? We could figure out how to deal with them after I'm free.
I'll see what I can do. It's simpin' time.
You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key.
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
If there isn't a key, do you have any ideas?
Well, you do have that big, sharp knife. You could always cut me out of here.
She speaks with almost complete nonchalance. If we were stuck down here for long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out. Anything to finally be free.
Did I just hear multiple voices?
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs is someone else here.
I didn't try to leave. Time to go back downstairs.
You make your way back
Hello,
to the bottom of the
Vapor
stairs.
Skull. Welcome to the
This would
show.
have been so much easier if you'd simply slain her like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
Anyway, hello, Vapor Skull. Welcome to the show.
The knife.
We're playing a little
Pick
bit
it up
of
and
Slay
cut
the
me out of
Princess,
here.
where I don't slay the princess.
You won't like what happens if you do that.
Every time the narrator says something, that means we're getting closer to the true ending of the video game. We save the princess. Oh
Against
my
your better
goodness!
judgment, you place the blade against the princess's arm, just above the massive, unyielding chain. You cut into her flesh.
Are you talking about today, or just in general? In general, I've been streaming on and off for about, maybe like 2 years. Maybe.
The blade is sharp,
Oh my
you make quick
goodness.
work of it. Before long, you're able to crack through bone, and she pulls the bleeding stub of her arm through the iron gauntlet.
She's handling this very well. Okay.
She didn't so much as utter a sound.
Yes, recently I've decided to introduce the Atomic Sabbath into my regular scheduling. Every Sunday for at least a couple hours I stream. And sometimes I hold votes, and sometimes I forget that I've held votes, and then I have to go back to those votes later.
Free
It's a
from
whole
her
process.
bindings, the princess turns to face you, her fierce gaze meeting your eye.
Would you like to have that cauterized, or perhaps bound?
How is she so composed after losing an arm? It's like she isn't even bothered by it.
Oh no, the rest of my channel on YouTube has me all over it. I even had an update about, I think it's a year ago now, right, Kat? Yeah, it's about a year ago.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Approach the locked door.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world.
Yes.
No, I
am Dr. Druix Bane, and I have a large collection of short videos about the gruesome, the terrible, and the true. Everything from MK Ultra to Tsetse flies. And bot flies.
As the princess approaches
now, hold on.
Stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that.
I'm not going to stab her.
Watch me.
Oh no, he's forcing my hand, literally. Warn her.
Stop that.
See, I'm winning. I always stay winning.
I thought this was a little too easy.
Your body lunges forward to sink the blade into her back, but the princess swiftly moves out of the way before you can connect.
I think I'm dead now.
Stop it. Stop resisting me. I am trying to get you out of here alive.
No, you're not. Resist.
The blade. Move the blade.
You're doing your best to help me, aren't you? I can see the conflict in your eyes. I'll make this quick.
Oh, hold on. Not too quick, please.
She steps forward and pries the blade from your rigid hands.
Maybe I'll see you in another life.
And then she slits your throat with an almost clinical ease. Her face remains unchanged as she watches you collapse to the ground, blood flowing from your butchered neck.
This is the end, isn't it?
Oh, anyway, I got a little distracted there. My main priority is the YouTube channel, Druix Bane, Druexbane. And I've been working on that channel since 2020, so it's about 4 years now. And while I do try to put out more long-form videos, I've had a lot of moving pains, as in I've had to move my laboratory several times. So I've been a little behind on those, but the short-form videos are still coming out at a regular time frame for the most part.
I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark, and you die. I hope it was worth it.
Oh, it was 100% worth it. Oh wait, I didn't die. I'm a prisoner. Yes.
You're on a path
Maybe not.
in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her.
Proceed to the cabin.
A warning. She will lie, she will cheat. Yes, don't believe a word she says. Just go in, take the knife, and do what you're supposed to. Wink.
The voice of the skeptic.
Did you just say wink out loud? No, I didn't. Wink. Just ignore this clown and focus on the princess.
Here we go, into the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is less a cozy woodland retreat and more like a dungeon. A few pathetic wisps of starlight attempt to illuminate the cold, uninviting stone walls, and thick, wrought iron bars barricade the windows, reminding anyone who enters that this is a prison. The only furniture of note is an iron table, bolted to the floor, a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your There isn't. There is. I think you know.
Approach the mirror, yes.
You walk up to the wall next to the base. This really isn't funny.
Wipe the mirror clean.
You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall.
Touch
I
grass.
hope you know how ridiculous you look right now.
No. Never touch grass, only touch the walls of your dungeon basement.
But it was there a second ago. And now it's gone.
Grass is not
If he
real.
doesn't want us to know about it, it must be important. We should keep our eyes peeled. Maybe it'll be back.
It is time to take the blade,
Good
enter
idea.
the basement.
door to the basement creaks open, revealing an old stone staircase. A few sputtering torches attempt to vaguely illuminate your path, dancing across glimmering Her voice, harsh but controlled, carries up the stairs.
Is that a visitor I hear? Please, come downstairs. It's been a while since I've had company.
Why do I feel like she's like,
I wonder what
older.
visitors she could be referring to. Were we not the first? You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. She looks up at you, the heavy collar around her neck clanking loudly as she moves. The chains binding both her wrists to the far wall, joining the metallic chorus as she adjusts her hands in her lap.
The narrator really wanted to make sure that she did not get out this time.
Should we be worried about the one around her neck? Why would you be worried about her restraints? If anything, they'll make your job easier. Have you noticed the empty chain on the wall? Odd that in a place where everything seems to serve a distinct purpose, there would be something so obviously useless.
What an interesting development. Why don't you have a seat? The two of us should chat before you bury that thing in my heart.
I don't know, I think leaving the princess in the basement is the quitter's way out.
You step towards the princess, but she stops you before you get too close, holding up one shackled hand.
There's fine. I'd prefer we keep some distance until we've sorted this out.
That's reasonable. We do have a weapon. Might as well put her at ease. You do as she asks and sit on the floor, still a good distance away from her.
Thank you. Now, what are your intentions for me?
Wife. Oh, sorry. Anyway, that other chain on the wall, who is it for?
I don't know, but you could always try it on. Maybe it'll fit.
I hope I don't actually have to say this, but please don't lock yourself in chains. We need you ambulatory if you're going to save the world.
Ambulatory means able to move.
I wouldn't do that if I were you.
And why is that?
Do I even need to explain myself? It's a shackle, and it's one without a key. Do you want to be stuck here like she is?
And what? Is it going to lock the second we put our wrist into it?
I don't know. Maybe it will.
He doesn't want us to look at it. That's all the reason we need to investigate.
But what if he's telling the truth?
He isn't.
I am.
Inspect the shackle.
Against your better judgment, you approach the chain dangling from the far wall. The princess watches you with faux disinterest as you inspect it, though she can't fully hide her curiosity. I don't want to say what I'm supposed to say next.
What is that supposed to mean? It sounds bad. Is it bad?
Yes, it's bad.
Come out and say it then. You're just wasting time.
Fine. As you hoist the shackle, its heft shifts within your grasp, as if pulled by some odd magnetism. Before you can so much as blink, it practically leaps from your hands, snapping around your neck. And, as if your situation weren't bad enough, the same magnetism repels your blade, which is flung from your hand and sent skittering across the floor of the basement.
Excuse me?
Yes?
Are we stuck here now?
Yes.
I'm in jail.
Huh, so it does fit. And I guess it doesn't like your knife. We're stuck here together, aren't we? That's funny.
What are we supposed to do now? Can't even cut ourselves out. Guess we'll starve.
That's horrible.
It's not all bad. We learned a valuable piece of information.
Not to touch things we're specifically told not to touch.
No, that there's something special about this loose chain. It's clearly important.
What should we do now?
Wait, I guess. Maybe something else will happen. Maybe not.
Wait in silence.
You and the princess wait in silence, though neither
Cue
of
the
you
corn
knows what you're
hub.
waiting
Oh, yeah, you're right.
You're
This
waiting
is
for
one of those
something.
situations, isn't it?
for. Waiting for anything.
This is so boring.
Corn hub.
There must be something we can do to get out of here. There must be something we're missing.
But there isn't. Time passes. It passes and passes and passes. And the basement of the cabin remains much the same.
At least the world is safe.
It isn't. You're stuck. Too far away from both the princess and your blade to do much of anything.
But she's not ending anything. She's just sitting there.
Her very existence is a threat. It harms everything around it.
How exactly does that work?
It just does. But your line of questioning is interrupted by the passage of even more time. And after that, even more time passes again. And let me guess, the cabin remains the same.
If time is passing, the cabin can't be the same. Even if the differences are small, they have to exist. That's just how things work.
I suppose you're correct. Things are changing. The differences are small at first, a bit of weathering here, a bit of erosion there, but then they get larger and larger.
Continue to wait in silence. I'm not much for small talk.
You continue to wait in silence, and the cabin continues to change. The decay comes faster now. You can see earth through holes in the stonework, can watch lichen spread along the seams of the walls.
That doesn't make sense. Has our entire concept of time changed? What happens to starving? We should have died by now if the rocks around us are starting to erode.
She hasn't starved.
I guess she hasn't.
We are immortal.
Even more silent time passes as you watch roots push
Little too
themselves
real.
through the increasingly porous walls of the basement. Dirt seeps inside, flowing across the stone floor like a liquid, covering the ground and threatening to swallow you both. Time continues to pass and pass, until suddenly there are no walls. And then...
I think he's gone.
It's time to go to the long quiet
Would you
once
look
again.
at that? We made it out of the cabin, and nothing bad had to happen to either of us. So this is the outside world. It's cold.
But you do not get the chance to respond, nor will you ever. It's time to leave.
she's gone.
Memory return.
Where did she go? And there's that mirror.
Approach the mirror. You approach the mirror.
This doesn't feel right. It feels different. Final.
You're right. Part of me wants the truth, but something stronger is holding me back. Fear.
The voices feel small, distant as you approach. Silence as you reach forward. Ew, I'm gross now. You've withered. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. Proceed to the cabin. There she is. I'm at the cabin. Approach her.
I am a growing chorus of contradiction, a mass of tides ebbing and flowing all at once in more directions than my attention can bear to hold. To look at any one is to shift them all into something new, and to look away is to reshape them yet again. All of me is changing, and yet the rest of me is still the same.
How can you stand to be a contradiction?
As easily as you can stand to be you. You are like me, even if you have chosen not to look at the corners of you that do not fit. Even if you have chosen to ignore the brilliant contours of your soul.
I've never had my soul described with brilliant contours. What do you think of this vessel?
This one is cold and cynical. She has protected herself when others could not. She will make for a clever heart. Do not mourn her. She doesn't need to be protected any longer.
Do you know what happens to the worlds we leave behind?
My perspectives are shadowed. You have seen what I have seen, just as I have seen what you have seen. The angles of my vantage do not offer me hidden truths, and my attention is turned inward, except when you are here with me. Perhaps this will change when our work is done.
I'm ready to go back.
I will be here when it is time for us to meet again.
Everything goes dark and you die. The hero and the princess. We have brought her the prisoner.
You're on a path in the woods. And at the end of that path, you're here.
Just in time for the end of stream. I apologize that this did not last quite as long as the normal schedule goes, but I did have some cleaning up to do around the lab today, so I had to start late. Yes, it was a good stream, I think. Oh, no problem, Mother Ham. Always happy to have you in the chat box. And for the other souls that came by today, thank you for coming in, piping in, and watching the show. But yes, let me know online, in the Discord, on the Twitter, on the YouTube, on the Twitch, if you'd like to see more of this. I'd be happy to play this a second time. However, as I said before, I will have to play the game that was voted for on my last YouTube poll. So, technically, you've got more time to vote. Just head on over to my YouTube channel, look at the community tab, and find the most recent poll. Last time I checked, I think that the Helldivers was winning. What was that, son? Oh, he wants to say goodbye. Come here, son. He doesn't talk much once he's in my lap. Oh no, that was Helix. Helix has the big meows. Dina has the little squeaks because he's the baby. Yes, our president creature Helix. But anyway, I must go. However, every day is a grand opportunity to learn something absolutely horrible and traumatizing. And I appreciate you staying with me here today. Until next time, my dear viewers. Pull the lever.